Here we are all these years later. What do we have? We have a massive government. We have a Congress that delegates all sorts of authority to unelected bureaucrats. We have an executive that can't quite control everything that's going on in the administration. We have judges that tell us more and more what to do about the most intimate private questions of our lives. What is this? This is precisely what the progressives have been wanting to do for 100 years. This is exactly where they want to take us, which is on the road to a failed state as those exist in Europe. Failed forms of statism, very centralized and bureaucratic, secular and weak. This is not progress, this is decline. This is not what the American people want. The American people do not want to turn away from their country. They don't want to turn away from its principles because they believe it's a great country because of those principles. I mean, obviously, for starters, a lot of work needs to be done in education. Our educational system in America has failed miserably in translating and transforming America's principles to the next generation. School children regularly fail when it comes to tests about American history and American civics. That's because American education elites no longer take that as their responsibility. That needs to change. The purpose of American public schools, one of its core purposes, was to make sure all Americans knew those ideas. It can become that again. School systems in America are under the political control of states. Changes are possible. One aspect of our defense of America's principles, of our constitutionalism, which is often overlooked, but needs to be focused on right now more than ever, is a defense of free markets and capitalism, because those are under assault. But we have to keep in mind that it's not merely a question of economics. This is a matter of our constitutional framework. The framework of the Constitution creates this wonderful free society in which we can pursue our happiness. We can enjoy the benefits of the fruits of our labor. We can own, we can buy, we can sell. That's part of how we live our lives. The centralized administrative government is a grave threat to that very possibility, and we must defend that in light of our core first principles. One of my favorite stories from the American founding is about a fellow named Levi Preston. He was a young man. He fought the Battle of Concord. And he's interviewed years later by a historian. They asked him, why did you fight? Why did you go out there to fight? And the British, the strongest military force in the world. Why in the world would you go out there to sacrifice yourself in front of these battalions of the British? What was it? It must have been the taxes. And he said, no, it wasn't the taxes. I didn't pay any. Well, it must have been the Stamp Act, the regulations. No, I didn't really buy into those either. How about the tea? I didn't drink tea. Well, you must have read Locke and all these great treatises of government. No, I didn't read those. I only read the Bible and the Psalm. Well, what was it? And so Preston leaned up and he said, son, and he could say that at this point in his life, he said, son, we had always governed ourselves and we always meant to. And the British didn't mean that we should. And that, in a nutshell, is the answer. America is about self-government. We have always governed ourselves. We always mean to govern ourselves. And if we intend to govern ourselves from this point forward, we have to go back to these principles. Otherwise, someone is going to govern us.